The thing that made me have a pit in my stomach was that most of the officers in the front lines had no identification. They had Velcro patches over where their names are. They know that they're going to be captured on film, and they know that they're going to be doing something illegal. I think they depended on the media to make enough noise about the black bloc that they didn't have to defend their actions at any other point and throw attention somewhere else.
It's a matter of who can get the message out the loudest, the fastest, and the widest. And until people realize that they need to bring their tactics up to 2010, we're playing into their hands.
When law enforcement jumps the line, democracy suffers.
The police have an equal responsibility to protect the leaders as well as the people. And I do think that the civil liberties were violated.
A lot of things that weren't necessarily communicated to the public. So if people knew more so what the parameters and boundaries were around the city and the reasons behind why there is those boundaries, I think there'd been a lot more respect for those spaces and areas.
In a place where you have large numbers of people, you will have every different behavior. And every different behavior will display itself.
If people have the right to free assembly, you should actually let them do that. If you don't, you are basically asking for a confrontation.
People have a right to assemble and protest, and it's not a big deal. Actually, it's a great thing to happen for democracy in motion. During the G20 exercise, Canadians earned a lot of democracy.
A very good point that was raised by a few people this evening at Salon Camden was that we take democracy for granted. And this just shows us, the G20 and the actions that will happen in the G20 give us the opportunity as Canadians to realize that no, wait a minute, it's not taken for granted.
Democracy is something that has to be earned on a daily basis. It's something that has to be fought for. And when I say fought for, I don't mean by use of violence or force. It has to be earned through civil disobedience, activism, calling for more accountability from our politicians, and calling for change, calling for positive, meaningful change.
I think was a great opportunity to stimulate Canadians that are normally fairly complacent. It now has stimulated Canadians so much so that they're questioning many things about their democracy, which is good, healthy, and it's brought out a certain vibrancy in the polity.
The language doesn't frighten you at all. Will she ever call the queen of the night school bar?